You are the sun, you are the rain that makes my life this foolish game. You need to know I love you so, and I do it all again and again. Oh, 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 oh. Lionel Richie, yeah. Of course, he sings it better than I do, but the song was about myself, so that's why I sing it. But it's not supposed to be myself singing about myself. It would be myself above in heaven singing about myself. And we can see that there is a human form named Lionel Richie that goes to the microphone and sings. I watched Lionel Richie on American Idol. Charles Cho was near the TV as well. I watched with him nearby. I watched maybe at least 2 seasons of American Idol. I remember once going to Carl's Jr. to eat and to try to get back to the TV before the beginning of American Idol. I had coupons for Carl's Jr. Did they come in the mail or what? A flyer, cutout coupons for fried zucchini and waffle fries. And I ate that at Carl's Jr. And I also eat, I eat meat now, but I was eating vegetarian at the time because Charles Cho was feeding vegetarian food. And I don't eat meat. Really, I don't eat it. I started to eat meat only when I didn't have food for that I was hungry. I ordered meat. That was homeless doing that. And that's not true that meat is homeless. It's true when I was eating meat, other people had homes because they were eating the stock. And also, I find that you don't give the key to myself on the point that it's due to myself. And you think that I'm a constant ask anyway, and that's not true. That I am and alive as having asked for something because I am off on my time with my own God. Well, you have a creator of yourself. I have a creator of myself. And when you talk to somebody else about themselves, you are eliminating the creator of the bodies in the genitals. That means you talk to somebody about their genitals, but their creator is creating their genitals and didn't ask them those same questions. So, what is gay? Because gay is not just when you ask somebody about their genitals. There has to be something in alive that's gay and consuming, and anger with somebody else's genitals, same genitals as yours, same gender genitals as yours. And I'm not really female that way myself. I'm a feminine godhead because I'm not male. I died out of being male. I'm female here, but I'm not a female per se. I am a threatening that I just have feminine genitals on myself. And what's wrong with that is I don't want them anymore, and I am stuck and alive with the threatening that somebody wants to feed me just because I eat. And that's not true that I have always had that problem. It's true I am exhausted out of that somebody might offer me a key for me to live in so that I can move some creation around a house. The debt here is astronomical that I'm in an apartment complex. The rent charges exceed my self-exist and they keep going because you don't know that money is not mine anymore. I didn't actually want to pay you any rent. I'm not here because I want to pay rent. And some people do. They want to pay rent because they want to threaten the size of the property or they want to threaten the neighbors. And I'm here because I don't have another place to go, and that's not fair. I did die out of that a long time ago, but I'm died right here, and I'm saying it out loud. I don't have another place to go is really just you not being able to pay out a key on time. And that is the lowest problem, to pay out a key to somebody that you owe. You have very many responsibilities if you're a landlord, including that you have to go to jail to stay away from doing a crime on a key that you paid out. And I do not trust you. Then I would pay out a key if I had to, but I don't owe one. I receive a key from somebody who needs the experience of how to pay out a key. I'm not interested. And look at how you don't even try. I have never seen you leave me so hard with you and your little spark of God inside your head. You have a spark of God inside you smaller than the size of a key. And you go away with it so hard, like you have some place to go with your spark of God, that you would be affirmatively elsewheres with its God over there. I don't believe you. You owe me 80 keys for 80 houses, and it's more than that. I have interest in that. If I had been in any one of those houses, I wouldn't be here. I would be there and moving interest and leverage around a house. I am not a house. You are going to die the wrong way because you had the lowest problem of having to acknowledge that you had to pay out to God that He was going to make creation of somebody else, and you have to give up your jealousy that God can do that. He wouldn't do it against yourself. That's God's presence being elsewhere, and you owed it. And what's worse than that? You owed it to myself. That's worse. That means you stole that. I had my own house, and you had to pay for it elsewhere. And who's the creator of the multiple bodies that asks me what's my name or says that you know me? You're both ways really creepy. You ask me who I am, and the other time you might say that you remember me. Mrs. Rauscher, oh, you're so hysterical. Mrs. Rauscher with the name Nyda Rauscher. Mrs. Rauscher knows who I am from when I was in school when I was 4 years old. And I saw Mrs. Rauscher when I was full height and menstruating. I was in high school about age 15 approximately. I was in Illinois and I saw Mrs. Rauscher and she knew who I was. What are the chances of that? I knew who she was only because of Wendy. She knew who I was because of Wendy. She locked me out of a house again. What was the point? She knew who I was. She shouldn't have been there. She should have never been able to say that. She couldn't fulfill the promise of that she had her spark of God with a key for Becky, and she ate it again. And she still knows who I am. That's Becky. Yes, same name. And I'm so different in appearance, absolutely unrecognizable. Totally different. Wendy knows me. Wendy moved away, but Joellen knew me all the way through. And Joellen was there. I think Wendy knows me a little from camp. Yeah, but why was she at camp? I don't know. I don't think camp will help Wendy. She's working at camp. Mrs. Rauscher was in a house. Why don't those two, they don't get along? They need prison. Their last name is Rauscher, having to do with Auschwitz, a prison for where you go for when you stole a key. If you have the name of Auschwitz in your name, Rauscher, you're not supposed to steal a key again. Did you think God was a sucker for you? Oh, you blamed me for everything God did around myself. You made me support the God above myself. Mrs. Rauscher.